So first things first, okay? I want the credit for having trained this guy, okay? Because I did train him. Not really, but I mean, the media gives me the credit for Nicholas Cruz. They say that I trained him. So if they're going to put out a false news story that I trained Nicholas Cruz, I think it's only fair that we put out a false news story that I trained this guy to kind of even it out. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's just my thought process on it. What do I think about this situation? Well, obviously I think that this guy was a hero. But I'm a little bit perplexed by, like, why doesn't this happen more? I mean, I've run into people that have truck guns and all this stuff. I've run into tons of people that are like concealed carry permit holders and stuff like that. And they're everywhere. So like, why does this stuff not happen more often? And I thought about it for a long time. Like, why doesn't this stuff happen more often? You'd think this would be happening left and right. We're one of the most armed societies in the world. So why isn't there like heroes stopping these shootings left and right? And I think one of the main reasons that this isn't happening more often is because, obviously, ding, shooters target gun-free zones. They target areas where people are not going to fight back. That's why they target schools, places of worship, stuff like that. I think our society is starting to figure it out that, hey, in order to stop a bad guy with a gun, you need a good guy with a gun. And bad guys are going to get guns regardless, okay? You have 3D printing, you have, anybody that wants to get a gun can get a gun. So that's the real takeaway from this story. Ultimately, what stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And yeah, you could have the state stop the bad guy with a gun. Obviously, police officers can stop a bad guy with a gun, but ultimately a police officer is just a guy that has a gun. I mean, that's all it is. It's just, who he works for is pretty irrelevant when the bullets are flying. If there's bullets flying around, the last thing I'm thinking is, oh man, I sure hope the state comes and saves me. No, I don't really care who comes and saves me. Hopefully I could save myself. The state actually wants to restrict me from saving myself. So, I think I have a better response time for dealing with something right in front of me than the state. I don't know all the exact details. I know the guy fired from across a parking lot. To be able to do that under pressure is kind of like, that's kind of impressive, And then it seemed like a bit of an afterthought that the guy was standing out in the open with no cover, no concealment against a guy that had a rifle. He seemed to remember that because he ran into the area that had bushes. But it's easy to armchair quarterback this stuff. I know what it's like to have an adrenaline dump. You revert to your lowest level of training. And I don't really know how much cover and concealment was available to him. I'm not exactly sure. What I do know is whatever he did, it appeared to work. It bought everybody enough time to escape. Therefore, he's the hero. And that's what the majority of these situations is really about these days in the modern world. Now, SHTF is about winning the fight, but, when it comes to modern world, living in society, self-defense, a lot of it is about buying time. If somebody breaks into your house, you're buying time until the police get there. If there's a mass shooter, you're buying time for people to escape. Time is not on the side of the bad guys. So knowing how to, suppress, knowing how to scare the crap out of a bad guy to buy time, that's a good skill to have. And a guy with a pistol is outgunned by a guy with an AR-15 as a general rule. But one thing a pistol can do against the AR-15 is it can buy you a little bit of time. And that's what this guy did, and that's all he needed to do. This is actually an interesting case study of what heroes look like in real life, okay? It's not the John Wick guy that just overpowers the enemy entirely. It's just the guy that can distract them long enough for the cavalry to arrive. But you should still train hard because you're going to revert to that lowest level of training, okay? You're going to make mistakes. I'm sure this guy made mistakes. I don't think there's any such thing as a physical altercation or a gunfight or a violent encounter that doesn't involve somebody making a mistake. Everybody has a plan until all hell breaks loose, and that's why you have to train, and that's why you got to realize what's going to go wrong on the range or in the martial arts studio or wherever you train. You have to realize the flaws in your plan, okay? You have to actually train and simulate your plans so that way when things go down in real life, you're not totally screwed up. I mean, I guess some people drift through life with no plan whatsoever, but that's not really the people that watch my videos, so we'll just discount those people. Most people have a plan. Most people just don't realize your plan is not going to be executed the way you think it is. Something's going to go wrong. You're going to have to improvise. You're going to have to change your plan. And there's probably things in a training environment that you would realize that you would overlook in a real situation. Like our hero in this story, Cover and concealment was a bit of an afterthought. He realized, oh shit, I'm standing in the middle of nowhere. What am I doing? But he recognized it before it was too late, and that's what counts. The execution of his little tactical maneuver was not that great, but it doesn't matter because this isn't a movie, this is real life, and real life is more chaotic than some John Wick movie, okay? This is how messy, chaotic situations unfold in real life. You will revert to your lowest level of training when you get that adrenaline dump. That's why you gotta make sure, that's why you gotta push yourself to here when you're training, because you're really only gonna perform at here. But here is hopefully good enough. That's why you want to be up here when you're training. Does that make any sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Man waits his whole life for that kind of moment, okay? And when the moment happens, it's not going to look like the way you think it's going to look. But hopefully, you're still able to buy some people some time, save some people, and you'll get your 15 minutes of fame, which is well earned if you're able to do something like that. So guys, train hard, carry weapons, don't be ashamed. Be ready. Semper Paratus. See you guys in the next one. Jordan Jareb, signing off.